trash. Let's take out the trash. Um, it's kind of hilarious that like everybody who's coming on my videos like attacking where I do a critical analysis of Vash's videos. Y'all fucking fanboys. It's hilarious. It's never women. It's never fucking women. It's always dudes. You all know better than us women who are actually the ones facing sexual harassment. We're the ones who are being groped and grabbed and told that we have no, ability to make decisions in these situations, and we have no personal responsibility. Depending on who it is, of course, right? Like, depending on who it is, if somebody you don't like has some claims against them, then you immediately accept that that person must have been doing something horrible. But if it's somebody that you do like, you're gonna find all kinds of excuses for that person, right? That's how it always goes. So, for whatever reason, I don't know why he has like why he dislikes Andrew so much. I don't know. Like he's a kid. He's like 25. I mean, that's a kid to me. I'm 48. That's a kid to me. He's younger than my son. He's younger than my son. And even when my son was in high school, he had a girlfriend that claimed he did something. And I know my kid. And I know that I taught him consent. I taught him like I know that's simply impossible what she was claiming. But they're like, "Oh no, it's so rare. It's so fucking rare." Really? It's really rare? It's not that rare, you guys. I've been volunteering in politics since 2017. I've seen all kinds of fucking hit campaigns. Are you kidding me? It's not that rare. Especially in a political situation. It's not that fucking rare. Okay. So I got the Vosh people showing up. All right, I guess that means that your audience has seen my video, right? That's what it means. Your audience has seen my video. But it's impossible to organize online, right, Vosh? It's impossible to organize online. Hey kids, you know what? Don't believe everything that you see online, especially like if it's somebody who doesn't have the actual credentials to discuss the topic. Sure, they can have an opinion about it, but their opinion might be inflammatory and actually like causing chaos to the situation. And I think Vosh has positioned himself at this point to actually expose himself to legal risk because he threw out all kinds of unconfirmed accusations that are I heard from a friend. That's going to be a real problem for him because he fucking has pumped that up so severely and he's made so many assumptions but and he was throwing out allegations that weren't even there. Stalking, sexual assault, like all kinds of allegations that aren't even in the stories of as far as I know there's three women. There's three women. And they have all basically claimed that they already knew him. They had invited him into their personal space, and then they revoked consent. And then when they revoked consent, he behaved badly. I'm not defending this guy. If he's an asshole when he revokes consent, then surely he needs to learn. He needs to be educated. He's a 25-year-old guy. So, and from what I've heard, I'm not a mental health professional either, okay? But from what I've heard, the brain fully develops at age 25. So he's just reached that, right? Like he's just getting there. And that's probably why he responded in the way he did, which was to say, you know what, I realized that my behavior was probably bad, and so I'm going to do some things to remedy it. I want you to think back, especially the women who watch my videos. I want you to think back to all the times that that you were violated by a man, because I know we all have been, right? Like in many, many different ways. How many of them actually apologized to you and said they were going to take the time to actually like reform their behavior? How many of them have done that? Because I can assure you that none of the dudes who fucked me over, none of them, not a single one of them has apologized for how they treated me, or suggested that they would. My ex-husband went through the 12-step program. Part of the 12-step program is that you're supposed to apologize to the people that you've hurt. I never got a fucking apology. I never, not once, dude. He cheated on me while I was pregnant with our son. Cheated on me while I was pregnant with our son. Impregnated the woman that he was with for 20 years after, because I divorced him right away once I figured out the shit he was up to. Um, he had a baby with that woman, gave that baby up for adoption, and then had another baby with her 6 years later. Did I ever get an apology? He went through the 12-step program. He was supposed to fucking apologize to me. I never got a fucking apology. Never got a fucking apology. Not once. Not fucking once. In fact, he did everything he could to avoid paying child support for the 18 years that I raised my son alone. I think you dudes need to stop trying to speak for women. You need to stop speaking for women, because you know what? We should be leading this conversation. We should be the ones who are like, you know what? That's not cool, Andrew. Not cool, and you need to stop doing that bullshit. We're the ones who need to say it, not fucking Vosh. Vosh, you're not going to even end up in a scenario where Andrew is a threat to you. But I potentially could, despite the fact that I am old enough to be his mother. I could potentially end up in that scenario. My roots are dyed. The clean up my roots. Point being, as you white dudes need to stop taking over the conversation, because you're totally fucking it up. You don't understand like what is normal and what is unacceptable, and you can't just like alleviate women. You can't relieve them of all of their responsibility in this scenario too. If they're giving him openings and telling him that he can come to my house, he can get in my bed, he can get in my car, we have responsibilities too. Are we so fucking weak as women that we have no decision making power? Like we're not capable of like if you say no, you cannot get in my car. No, you cannot get in my house. No, you can't get in my bed. There's more to this story. Like if you look at it from that perspective of why did they, if they were so disappointed with him to begin with, why were they allowing him to do that kind of bullshit? You dudes are so fucking weak. You're so fucking weak. Because you're all like, I'll never do that. Nope. You all do it. You all do it. You all fucking do it. And the reason being is because you don't know whether or not the woman is going to be receptive. And that's the only way you find out, is if you try. You don't know if they're going to be receptive. And then once you do that, you find out whether or not they are. And some dudes are good enough to actually like take the first initial no, right? Like for instance, the guy I'm with right now, he asked me if he could kiss me. And I was like, I don't know. 2 weeks later, I gave him consent. 2 weeks later. Sometimes it takes some time. Sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you have to be patient. And some guys are not ready for that. But this is not as unusual as you think it is. It's not as unusual as you think it is. I have something weird on my toe. I don't know what's going on there. All right. For you Vosh followers, for one thing, I'm glad that you're seeing the video. I'm glad that you're seeing it. Regardless if you agree with it or not, I'm glad that you're seeing it. You're seeing a difference of opinion and actually like hearing it from a woman, and from a woman who has been victimized by several men in the past. I could tell you all kinds of fucking stories of how I've been abused by men. We all have. Every single woman you know has been abused by men. Every single fucking one of them has been abused by men. Regardless if we tell you about it or not, we have all been abused by men. And we are the ones who make the judgment call as to how much abuse is acceptable abuse versus how much abuse is not socially acceptable. He was pushy. And they had the opportunity to say, no, you can't get in my car. No, you can't come to my house. No, you can't get in my bed. They had that opportunity. Women have minds too, you guys. Women are thinkers as well. And we have personal responsibility too.